um, is a sign. It doesn't mean that the world's going to end tomorrow. It doesn't mean that something's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe something might happen tomorrow or the next day or week. Only time tells when it's going to happen. Now, what's going on in America? I think it's stupid. Look, you can take whatever you want, because in this world, I don't care nothing about this world, only about the people. You know, I'm a true believer of Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian. Now, you can take whatever you want. You can take the dollar bill out, all that. I don't care. The only thing I want to be taken is by Jesus Christ when He comes. Take me. Because this world is beyond sinful. It's sin. It's sin. It's sin all over. I don't like the name Mandela effect. I think it's a Christ effect, a God effect. It's a sign that a lot of things are changing. It might be people that's going to disappear. Just like 2012, December 21st, a lot of things disappeared. Shazam movie disappeared. Forrest Gump word, life was like a box of chocolate. Mr. Rogers, is a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Febreze, Mickey Mouse. A lot of things changed. Who knows what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I don't know. You guys are strong. Use your knowledge. Use it. Knowledge is a weapon. Be smart. I believe it's going to be something that's going to happen. Make sure you take pictures of whatever stuff you got.
Hi. I'm trying to make a video and my head hurts, but here goes, okay? Recently, I started this channel so that I could add my voice and my opinions and some of my research to this phenomenon about the Mandela effect. And it scared me really badly because the thing that happened to me would ruin me. It would ruin me. I can't tell you the details of what happened because it's very personal. But I'm not a liar, and it did happen, and I was, you know, a little freaking out. I took down my videos and didn't want to have nothing to do with this Mandela effect, talking about it. So I put my videos back up about trying to understand this effect and connecting with people that take it seriously. And so basically for the last 10 days I've been sitting on my couch stunned, trying to process this information. And where do I go from here? Now everybody is kind of like in the same boat. Why are we seeing these things? Why is this happening? How is this happening? All of that. But those are hard to answer, and in 15 minutes I can't do that, and I don't have that information anyway. But what I do have is I don't know why are we seeing the Mandela effects in other people? Now, I can't answer for everyone because not everybody who sees these effects are struggling, and not everybody's taking them seriously, or whatever, and they don't believe in Jesus, or whatever. I don't have the answer, but I do know that after I was spiritually attacked and I couldn't get off this couch for 10 days, I barely fed my kids and functioned at all. Didn't even hardly bathe. That's gross. I know, but I'm telling you the truth. I just wanted something to comfort me. Jesus saved me so many times. Saved my children. And that's how come I know he's real. And I love him. And somewhere along the line, each one of us has made a decision, a moral compass that cost us. It cost us something. It cost us, something. But we chose the right path, the high road, whatever you want to call it. And that's why we're here. We're not part of that world that we're watching. We're separated. We're seeing people in the world that we're not in anymore flip. Or they didn't pass that moral test somehow. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And so I've been led to talk about this. This is a very hard thing and I'm struggling.
Hey YouTubers, how you doing today? You must have heard of the Mandela effect. Probably wouldn't have clicked on the video if you hadn't. There's a lot of good examples, some that I remember, some that obviously you remember, you wouldn't have clicked it on. Seen a couple videos trying to explain it. The most common one, CERN, opened dimension portholes and dimensions are colliding, and that's the common theory. I like the whole idea of time travel. Somebody's going back in time, fucking with history, messing with history. Watched one video that basically the guy says we just remember things wrong. We remember a lie. Anyways, so the other night I decided to watch movie Mel Gibson's Payback. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a pretty good movie. I've watched it a half dozen times and figured it was worth wasting time to watch again. And I'd like to think that you all remember the same movie I remember. Now that was my first oh my god moment. What am I watching?
I have never made public YouTube videos before, and there was a reason why. But due to our current reality, I feel compelled to weigh in on this most controversial and mysterious phenomenon. Okay, first of all, I just want to say that it is 100% real. And I want to once again shame publicly any and all people, male or female, black or white, who call yourself a Christian and are trying to debunk and say that the Bible hasn't changed, we're just misremembering it. And I'm echoing some other videos that I've seen on here, but it's just because I want to emphasize, underline, and highlight the fact that yes, indeed, you must and ought to be ashamed of yourself saying you're a Christian and trying to deny that the very thing the Bible talks about that will take place in the times we're living in is now happening. It just shows how worldly and unchristian you truly are. Because what I keep hearing as a recurring theme, as I dig deeper and deeper in some of these videos, is that all this BS began around 2012. And there's been some whisperings about chemtrails being connected to all of this that's going on, that there's something in these chemicals that is affecting our perception of reality, our ability to see things. There could be a literal neuro-linguistic or neural programming within the chemtrails, which changes my brain. It's like the old, if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, did it really fall? I used to always say yes. Now I change my answer to no. Because perception really is everything, or the better part of our experience. And I've thought about this before. Our interpretation, I've thought about, what if sight is just simply what we believe to be sight and not really sight? What if what we see isn't what's really there? It's just our brain interpreting the objects that are in front of us based on, electrochemical impulses and pulses in our brain. So let me get to the meat of this. My theory is Google Earth. Google, Eric Schmidt, the CEO of Google, said that he wants Google to be the mind of God. He didn't say he wanted to be like the mind of God. He said he wants to be the mind of God. Now, what do we know about God's mind? That's an interesting one to debate. But moving beyond that, Google Earth has essentially scanned every square inch of this planet. Google Earth has scanned nearly every inch of this planet. So, if they were able to figure out how to implant us with a computer program that allows us to see the world, or a replica of the world, which is what Google Earth has done. Yes, they're real images. They've actually scanned basically the entire Earth. You can see HD images. You can drive down the streets of Rio de Janeiro or other countries you've never been to before because Google Earth has driven through there and scanned it. What if we are being shown through this computer program that we're now living in? And I don't mean that we're physically plugged in like the Matrix. It's symbolically we are, because our interpretation, our experience is being tainted by this computer programming to believe that we're seeing something that's not actually there. And so with Google Earth, we are living in Google Earth with all of the censoring and all of the changes that take place when you type a text message and it automatically autocorrects and spells out a word that you were not intending to spell. It thinks you want to say drove when you wanted to say drive. That's a terrible example, but you know what I mean. Everyone's experienced it. You try to type a word, it makes a suggestion for a word, or it automatically corrects you. And when you first get your phone or your device and you try and type in Chick-fil-A, it doesn't know Chick-fil-A, C-H-I-C. It knows C-H-I-C-K. And this could account for some of these changes. This computer is auto-correcting our reality. This quantum computer has gotten away from these clowns who are playing God and has auto-corrected things. And it seems to be intentional because they seem to be taunting people and it seems to be targeted, but it may not be. It could be the thing that's revealing their plan and why they're covering it up so viciously. Because these people that have died, that I've seen funerals for and tributes to and heard the news and remember feeling sad, oh man, that person died. Billy Graham, etc., etc. Okay, that are now, when you look it up, all it shows is celebrity death hoax. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, well, they got us again. We were once again the victim of a celebrity death hoax. Oh, those quirky, kooky celebrity death hoaxers. Oh, they got us again. Oh, really? They're going to make that become a national news story? And a celebrity death hoax is going to cause a funeral to be televised live on TV for Billy Graham and a tribute to him on every Christian station, and his son to take over his ministry? His son took over his ministry after he passed away. So we're to believe that Billy Graham is still alive, or maybe he is still alive. My point simply being that if they were doing this on purpose, there wouldn't be the cover-up. A cover-up means that information is leaked out that they don't want leaked out. And my life has been hell ever since I started looking into this. I'm not going to lie to anyone here. Case in point, I'm simply saying that God is still in control and miracles still happen. You just have to fight a little bit harder. There's a little bit of a thicker fog than there used to be when things were all fine and dandy and hunky-dory. I don't think we're on another planet. I don't think we're living in a parallel universe. In a way we are, but we're not physically in a parallel universe. I'm still flesh and blood. These are still trees behind me. That's still a forest. There are still living creatures in there. But I believe what is being changed is our brains, is our consciousness, if you will. And by consciousness, I mean the whole process of us interpreting, taking in information, processing it, and then experiencing what we've processed, what we've taken in. That's what I mean by consciousness. I don't think that they're changing the very fiber and makeup of our soul and our spirit, if you will. But our consciousness, our experience has changed. Just a quick last thing, a little bit off topic, but very creepy. If you don't know a lot about this, I remember 4 people in the John F. Kennedy, it's like a 63 Lincoln. There's a YouTube video where a guy shows you the museum with the actual vehicle, and it is a 4-seat vehicle. And it's been on display. It stayed on display for 13 years after he was assassinated or something like that. You go to any YouTube video, footage of the John F. Kennedy assassination is now scary as hell.
And they're all changed, and I'm going like, what the? So I'll have to just retell the story about, I'm a Twilight Zone addict. I have all these DVDs. I have the entire collection. I think there's 100 episodes, and every episode, like I'm a writer. I like to write, and so I wanted to know which ones Rod Sterling wrote. I want to know because I want to see his flavor. So at the show, I'd watch each show, and the credits, I'd wait for the credits, and then written by Rod Sterling. And I go, okay, he wrote that one. So I'd have a really good idea of his writing style. I went through, there's 100 episodes. Then I heard about the Mandela effect. I go back. They all say Serling without the T. I was dumbfounded. What? I was literally dumbfounded. And then I got to listen to people that say, oh, you're just mistaken. Faulty memory. Like some cartoon character. And I got to listen to these people telling me that I have a faulty memory. No, you're stupid. What are you talking about? Oh, that's just a faulty memory, because when you were being raised, the brain cells don't quite connect until the age of this and that, and blah, 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 blah. And Professor Morgenstein says blah, 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 blah. And Health Magazine says blah, blah, blah. No, I know it's always been Rod Sterling. I went through, it's 100 episodes, and I'm looking for Rod Sterling, but oh no. How come it's Sterling now? And how come people don't have bad memories? And no, it was Rod Starling. That's what it was. No. It's either or. And so now, I was. I for some reason I wrote Rod Serling. I typed in Rod Serling on my email. I had an email. And the spell corrector came out and said it was wrong. And it's a wrong spelling. There's no such spelling of there's no such word. So how is it? How is it that one of the most famous people, his name is an error and doesn't exist in the online dictionary? I don't get it. So anyways, there it is. And I know it was Rod Sterling because all my DVDs changed. And all of these have changed. Is it going to keep changing? I don't know. It was really, really bizarre. So anyways, there it is. For whatever it is, And no, I don't take medication, and I wasn't taking drugs. And all you stubborn donkeys out there, just accept that weird things happen. There's things that happen in life that you can't explain. It's a fact. You're going to have to live with it, and you're going to have to deal with that.